First semester, final exam, page 9. If you take a look here, this is an isosceles triangle. So because it's an isosceles triangle, and we know that this is 90 degrees here because it's a right angle, I'm going to take 180 minus the 90, and I'm left with 90 degrees. Now you know that each one of these angles can't be 90 degrees each. So that means I'm going to have to divide that by 2 because those two angles are equal to one another, which then would give me 45 degrees when I divide it by 2. So x is equal to 45 and y is equal to 45. Problem number 55. This is an exterior angle, and because it's an exterior angle, your two remote interior angles are equal to this angle out here. But if you take a look, x here and 125 form a straight line. So I'm going to take 180, subtract 125, and I'm left with 55 degrees. So x is going to equal 55. And if x is equal to 55, because this is an isosceles triangle, the other base angle is going to be 55. So 55 and 55 is 110. So 180 minus 110 then is going to leave me with 70 degrees. So angle Y is 70 degrees because these two add up to 110. So again, these two angles are equal. This gives me 55 degrees. So I take 180, subtract the 110, and I get 70 degrees. But because that's 55, 180 minus the 55 would give me 125. So Z is 125 because these two are equal to one another. Next one. Again, don't be scared to write on your picture. And I see that I have a line here that shares a common side with both triangles. So more than likely, this is going to be equal to itself. All right, so first step, once again, do your given. Angle D is congruent to angle B, and angle DAC is congruent to angle BCA. Given. Come over and mark up your picture. Angle D is congruent to angle B, and angle DAC, so this angle up here, is congruent to angle BCA, this angle down here. So if you take a look, there's enough information here now to show that you have two triangles that are congruent to one another. Remember, you can prove that two triangles are congruent by angle, angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, and side, 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 and HL. Those are your 5 ways that you can prove two triangles are congruent. This one and this one has to fall in between the two. So it has to fall in between these two. So you gotta have these two with this in the middle in order to have it. All right, so the next thing, like I said on this one before, this is equal to itself. So AC is going to be congruent to AC, and that's the reflexive property. So now I have enough information there to say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA because of angle, angle, side. Next one. Again, do your given, which is all right here. You have a right angle, and that was given to me. Next, I have one that's equal to itself. So BD is going to be congruent to BD, reflexive. So I'm going to go over, put this equal to itself. And so if you take a look, I have enough information again, the side and angle on the side. So triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CDB because of side angle side. And so once that I've proven that the two triangles are congruent, then I can come in and say that their parts are congruent. So congruent parts or congruent triangles are congruent. CPCTC. 58. BX is congruent to CX, and AX is congruent to DX. Again, come over and mark up the picture. BX is congruent to CX, and AX is congruent to DX. I have some lines here that cross one another. So again, that should give me, I should be thinking about vertical angles. So angle, once again, I can't say angle X is equal to angle X. I got to name those. I got to be a little bit more detailed here and name that angle. So angle BXA. BXA is congruent. So I went 1, and then, so I got to go from 1 here. So CXD, angle CXD. And that's going to be vertical angles. And this is given. And I have enough information again to show that the two triangles are congruent to one another. So triangle BXA is congruent to triangle CXD because of side angle side. And then I can come and say AB is congruent to DC because of CPCTC.